Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to lesson number 10 in Islamic Inheritance. Currently we're discussing the الفروض وأصحاب الفروض, the heirs with fixed shares. Inshallah, in today's lesson we're going to go over the Jaddah, the grandmother. The Jaddah has a total of 2 conditions, and like always we need to learn these conditions off by heart. In condition number 1, the Jaddah will be mahjub, mahrum, mahjub, she will receive nothing. Number 1, when the is present, or the ab will deprive his own mother, and every close Jaddah will deprive a far Jaddah. And obviously we'll go over each of these in detail with examples. And condition number 2, she will receive 1/6 when 1 or more are present, on the condition that they are all of one level. Before we carry on, inshallah, we just need to quickly go over the concept of a close Jaddah and a far Jaddah. So we have an individual. Let's see, the individual's name is Mustafa. Mustafa has a father, has an ab, and a mother, Mustafa's ab then also has a father, ab, and a mother, and Mustafa's mother also has a father, ab, and mother, So over here we can see that there are 2 Jaddahs, Jaddah number 1 and Jaddah number 2, and both are of the same generation, meaning both are not on level 1 but on level 2. So this is also a Jaddah and this is also a Jaddah. This Jaddah we can refer to as Ummul Ab, and this Jaddah we can refer to as Ummul Ab and Ummul Let's take this a step further. This ab over here would then also have an ab and then and this over here would also have an ab and then Okay, now for the sake of this slide over here, let's for now leave this side out, and let's understand what is a close and what is a far Jaddah. So now we can see from the picture, it's very self-explanatory that this Jaddah over here is a close Jaddah, and this individual here and this individual here are also both referred to as Jaddahs of Mustafa. Yet they are 4 Jaddahs, meaning that they are a generation above this Jaddah over here. And hence we have a close Jaddah and we have a far Jaddah. So inshallah this clarifies the concept of close and far Jaddahs. Moving on to our conditions. Condition number 1 says, when the is present, the ab will deprive his own mother, every close Jaddah will deprive a far Jaddah. So in this example, let's take the first clause, which says when the is present, then the Jaddah will be mahjub. So in any question, if you see that the is present, the Jaddah is by default automatically, you can close your eyes and write meme for mahjub. So if the is present, the Jaddah without discussion is mahjub. Another example for condition number 1. Condition 1 reads, when the is present, the ab will deprive his own mother, and every close Jaddah will deprive a far Jaddah. So now in this example, we can see Zawj, Ibn, Ab, and Jaddah. So we're discussing what will the Jaddah get over here. Is the present? No, the is not present, so we can rule out this clause over here. There's no so we can rule out that clause. However, the next clause says the ab will deprive his own mother, which means over here we have a ab and over here we have a Jaddah. Is this Jaddah, like we discussed earlier, is this Jaddah Ummul or Ummul Ab? We can see that this Jaddah here is Ummul Ab. Therefore, this Jaddah is not the mother of this ab over here. This Jaddah is not the ab of this, is not the, sorry, this Jaddah is not the this Jaddah is not the mother of this ab over here. If this Jaddah, okay, so I have it written here. If this Jaddah was the of this ab over here, then she would be mahjub. She would be mahjub. So if the ab is present, we have to see. If the Jaddah that is present is the ab, then she becomes mahjub. If it's then it's not mahjub, and she will receive 1/6 of the inheritance. So that's what it means. Why? By the ab will deprive his own mother. So the ab over here can deprive the ab. The ab, however, cannot deprive and make the mahjub. And the last clause in condition number 1, when the is present, the ab will deprive his own mother. And the last clause is every close Jaddah will deprive a far Jaddah. Let's take an example for this. We've discussed the idea and the concept of close and far Jaddat. So in this example, we can see that there are two Jaddahs, one here and one here. If they were of the same level, we would draw one line underneath both of them. Similar to how when there are multiple banat or multiple zawjat, multiple abna, we draw one line under all of them and we assign one fraction for all of them. So if these two Jaddahs over here were to have been from the same level, from the same generation, then you would have drawn one line and you would have assigned them both a share, either mahjub or a share. However, over here, they are of different generations. This is and this is Ummul. So over here, we can see that this is a close Jaddah and this is a far Jaddah. And the condition states every close Jaddah will deprive a far Jaddah. So because the close Jaddah is present here, therefore the far Jaddah will become mahjub. The far Jaddah will become mahjub. And this Jaddah over here, as long as there's nothing else making it mahjub, will receive 1/6 of the inheritance. So we can see nothing else is making it mahjub over here. The only other two things that can make it mahjub is number 1, or the ab will deprive his own mother. So that's condition number 1 done. Condition number 2 is basically when the Jaddah is not mahjub, when Jaddah doesn't fall under condition number 1, she will then by default fall under condition number 2. When one or more are present on condition that they are all on one level. So we don't have the concept of far and close. If you have far and close, then the close one will receive, the far one will not receive. But if they are all on one level, then they will all share between them the inheritance that is given to them, the fraction that is given to them. So over here we can see that there is one Jaddah, so she will receive 1/6. There's nothing from condition 1 from condition number 1. In condition number 1, we are looking out for the There's no here. We are looking out for the ab, and the ab would deprive his own mother. There's no ab here, and there's no other potential Jaddah which is closer than this Jaddah that could deprive her. Therefore, she will receive 1/6 of the inheritance. Another example for condition number 2. Over here we have two Jaddahs. So we have Zawja, Ibnul Ibn, Jaddah and Jaddah. This Jaddah over here is Ummul Ab and this Jaddah is Ummul So they are both of the same level, both of the same generation. And so we said when one or more, so over here there is more, are present on condition that they are all on one level. Are they both on one level? Yes, we can see that they are both on one level. They are both of the same generation. We have Ummul Ab and Ummul And so what we will do is we will draw a line under both of them and we will assign them 1/6. There is no here to make them mahjub. There is no ab here to make them mahjub. And there is no closer Jaddah to make them mahjub. However, if the ab, hypothetically, let's say the ab was present in this question. If the ab was present in this question, we said that the ab will make his own mother mahjub. And so this Jaddah over here would have become mahjub. However, this Jaddah over here would receive 1/6 of the inheritance. The will receive 1/6 of the inheritance, and the al-Ab, because her own son, the Ab's own mother is present. Therefore, because the al-Ab is present, therefore the al-Ab will be mahjub. Over here we have another example. In this example we have al-Ab and we have Ummil Umm. So over here we can see that this is on, if you want to say, generation 2, and this is of generation 3 upwards. And so because this Jaddah is far and this one is close, the close one will deprive the further one. So this Jaddah will be mahjub, and this Jaddah will receive 1/6 of the inheritance. Right. So the Jaddah only has 2 conditions. So very straightforward and easy, inshallah. We'll take a go at the questions like we normally do, inshallah. So you can pause the screen and get a pen and paper and start answering the questions, inshallah. So in this question, the Zawj will receive half of the inheritance. The Ab would receive Asabah. The Jaddah would be Mahjub because the is present. And the would receive Thuluth بعد فرض الزوج. So if you remember from the lesson where we discussed the we said condition number 3 is Zawj مع الأبوين. So because the Jaddah is mahjub here, we can ignore her, and the question boils down to Zawj مع الأبوين, and hence the will receive 1/3 after having given the Zawj al-Shah. In this question, the Zawj will receive half, Ab will be Asabah, and Jaddah will receive 1/6. Because it's al-Um, the Jaddah will receive 1/6. Had this been the al-Ab, the Ab would deprive his own mother and she would have been mahjub. However, this is al-Um, and therefore she will receive 1/6 of the inheritance. So over here, Zawja would receive 1/8 of the inheritance. We have Bint who would receive a half. Bintul Ibn 1/6. Bintul Ibn times 2, 1/6. And the Jaddah, al-Ab, would receive 1/6 of the inheritance. In this question, the Zawja would receive 1/8. Banat 2/3. Ukht li Abin, we haven't covered as yet. Jad would be 1/6 plus Asabah. And Jaddah would be 1/6. There's nothing to make the Jaddah mahjub here. There is no other relative that can make the Jaddah mahjub in this question. In this question, the Zawj would receive a quarter. Bint Ibn together would be Asabah. Ibn al-Ibn would be mahjub because the Ibn is present, and the Jaddah would receive 1/6. There's nothing to make the Jaddah mahjub in this question. In this question, the Zawj would receive a half. The Ab would receive Asabah. The Jaddah would be mahjub because the is present. So when the is present, the Jaddah is always mahjub. And the would receive 1/3 بعد فرض الزوج. In this question, the Zawj receives a half. Would receive a 1/3. And Jaddah would be mahjub because when the is present, the Jaddah becomes mahjub. So that brings us to the end of this lesson. Please do have a go at our after lesson questions, the link to which can be found in the description box. جزاكم الله خيرا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.